a slice of apple pie. Wanna see my mind, baby, you just join my ride. Getting ready for the weekend, popping bubbles through the ceiling. Sure, I got dough, but don't need it, cause all I want is your healing. Your healing. I'm the cool kid from the block, I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, yeah, I'm about to pump this place up, up, up. I'm the cool kid from the block, I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, hey, I'm about to plant it, drop, drop. We're spinning, spinning on a loop all night. Ride his backseat while he eats my soup for lunch. Feeling dizzy, flying with the
Oh, we're on right now.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
I look distinguished.
Yes, I can hear on the podcast.
There's like a static.
There's a staticky sound. Yeah, there's a bit of a static from your mic.
Oh, it's probably because the cables. No, it's because the cable's twisted up. The cable in your headphones is twisted up.
Bro's on the
No,
wrong
no, no, but the
microphone.
cable in your headphones is twisted up.
Bro,
No, everybody's... anytime somebody talks, it does static.
Is this better?
Testing.
Is this better now?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Oh, okay, I fixed it. Yay. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not even
There
gonna
you go.
tell you guys what was wrong because it's gonna make me look like so dumb. I just didn't hit the power button on my mic.
oh
Wait,
my
no.
gosh.
Oh, it's static. Okay, I have a
It's
feeling.
still there.
I don't know what would have caused this.
Can you guys hear us here?
Wait,
Are we
talk
fine?
again?
Hello, hello.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, Amusement Insiders viewers.
You know what? Let me try this. Does this fix it?
We are okay, apparently. Somebody's asking for the Discord link. I got you.
Am I lagging
I
now?
got you. Discord.gg/amusementinsiders. That's right, we got a special code now.
Somebody says Brendan sounds fine, but it's us who's static.
Yeah, it's Brendan's fine. It's whenever we talk.
Interesting.
That is such a shame.
I've never been more offended in my life.
You tell me I'm the issue?
We are all the issue.
Okay, let me fix this quickly. I think I know what it might be.
All of us are.
Key Switches says it might be an issue on the streaming software end.
I'm trying that right now.
Bro looks confused.
Apparently, I'm glitching now.
I agree, the random view. It may just be.
Did that do
we sound
anything?
good?
I
Or
No.
did that do?
Nope, there's
No?
still static.
that is so
No,
unlucky.
Brennan, I'm fine.
We cannot keep
Okay.
the chat company while Brendan fixes the issue.
They're saying it's you guys, so it has to be Discord, which means it's the application capture device. Okay, what I'm gonna try and do.
It's literally whenever we talk.
Okay. Did that do anything? Still staticky?
Testing.
I was like, no one's talking.
Are we good?
Uh-oh.
This is gonna be it.
Somebody's
Fixes.
saying it's fixed.
It works. Does
it
it work?
Yeah. No, it's working now.
Okay, so it's because I haven't
Here,
used the
what happens is like the guy that's behind Ryan is gone, and because of that,
Yeah.
it's fixed now.
Okay,
That's it.
it's because I
Everybody,
it's
round
'cause-
of applause in the chat. It's fixed.
It's because the podcast hasn't been like active in a while, so the streaming software was set to the same, and I think I had to refresh it. So I just deleted the audio capture device and reinstalled it.
You'll
Okay.
turn it off and turn it back on.
Should we ask everybody what they've done since last time we've all had a podcast?
We live in Canada. What do you think we've done?
True.
I
I
love
love 40-degree summer.
Yes, 40-degree summer is called for in September of all times.
September is just
Alright.
next month.
Y'all.
Jasmine, what have you been up to, Miss America?
Miss America. I went to my first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. That was super fun. It was as cute as you would expect.
Someone remove her right now. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
That's
Listen,
my
you can
dream
come visit
event.
anytime.
I went
who
to
else?
Michigan's Adventure and it was lovely.
You did go to Michigan's Adventure, yeah.
It's
We
a
went-
great park.
The CNE.
Yeah, it was great.
I did miss the CNE. That's like a classic event.
I feel like it
that's a
shouldn't
must.
be a
must
classic
consider.
event, but it is for some reason.
Unfortunately, it is.
It's too expensive.
And what did you do?
Nothing really. Just went to the CNE and just been back and forth from Wonderland to here and then working. Apart from that, nothing really exciting.
Nice.
Nothing too exciting.
Oh my god.
I started college. Woohoo.
2 thumbs
I
up. for
moved
college.
into new house.
Oh.
Gap year gang.
And
So that's why
Also-
we got my camera back.
this.
Yeah, you've been up to a lot. Talk about jealous. I'm jealous of all your travels.
I have been up to a lot. Oh,
I used to be this,
said.
but now I have a face.
He has a face now.
Since
Okay.
when?
I'm gonna be super honest with you guys. My phone battery, I was an idiot and didn't charge my phone, and my phone is what controls the Discord audio. For me to be able to hear them in Discord. So we're gonna try and make this like we'll see how long. I think I can get 45 minutes out of this. So we'll get right into it, and then we'll keep the
Discord-
chit chat for the end if my battery lasts.
Discord
my
drains your
mom is
battery.
mad.
We'll get 30 minutes out of her lucky.
Okay. Oh, hi Ryan's mom.
School is good.
Brian's mom? Wait.
Okay, so let's get right into it because I'm so flustered with Wonderland and what they're doing. Because we have a construction site in Whitewater, essentially. We have survey markings in Whitewater from 2019. We have survey markings in the mountain. We have survey markings in Kingswood. We have survey markings in Action Zone. We have survey markings in a little bit of Medfair, not as much as the rest. Red flags in go-karts, and an RMC carving in Wild Beast and red spray paint all over Wild Beast. Okay, so we've been all over the board. Who here has watched my video in Discord right now from today? Because you all know what we're getting then if you've seen it. Most
Partially.
likely. I can't tell.
Fake fans in here. Come on.
Okay, so I want to talk about it because everything seems so confusing, and I think what happened and what is happening is we're like puppies right now. Like we're really excited about our park's future, and every time something pops up, we're like, oh well, that must be the area. Well, that must be the area. And I've said this on my podcast, and it's like I should take my own advice. When you see something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's next, especially when it comes to survey markings. So I think we really need to focus on some key things, and the key things are, where are the current teasers? Like where are the teasers currently occurring? What realm in the park?
Yukon Striker.
Yes. And Tundra Twister. They're creating like a storyline. I think Jasm lagged out a bit. But
yeah.
I just realized.
And then we have, Grace teased on another YouTuber's video. What's the YouTuber's name again? I'm like half out of it today.
TPM vids.
TPM vids. They make the best content, like actual history videos and Disney videos. They teased that they weren't done with Frontier Canada and they had big things in the works. So, and then thirdly, the survey markings are the oldest in this area. So if anyone remembers, right after COVID, the park opened. Survey markings were all over Whitewater's Forest and Action Theater's plot of land. So when the survey came out about which roller coaster you would prefer, we had one that was extremely detailed in Whitewater's area, and we had one that was almost like AI whipped it up. So I think everyone's getting at what I'm trying to say here. I think we jumped the gun, and that it's pretty obvious what we're getting. We're going to talk about everything today, or try to talk about everything. Next time I'll make sure my phone's charged. We're going to try and do these more often too, by the way. We were supposed to do these we were supposed to do them a couple nights earlier, but I got stuck at work till 1:30 in the morning last night. And yeah, there's been a lot of work emergencies on my end. But what do you guys... Okay, so we'll go try and keep it quick, because remember my phone. One by one, what do you guys think about all the teasers and the survey markings, and what are your thoughts just about everything? Like, jumping from ride to ride to ride to ride. Jake, go.
Oh, me? Yes. Okay. I recently went to Kings Island. I rode Mystic Timbers, and I loved it. It is literally so good. It's better than every ride at Wonderland. So if we get any type of wooden roller coaster by GCI, I will be, even if it's like Invader at Busch Gardens Williamsburg is a family GCI, and I hear that's awesome. So I feel like anything by GCI would be awesome. In terms of all the other areas, I want to RMC. It goes Steel Bench and then Mystic Timbers. So boom, boom. If we got something like that at Wonderland, I'd be happy. There's my opinions. I don't want no more B&Ms.
Yeah, I think we need a little break from B&M. I agree with Jake. An RMC would be a nice change. I don't know how well it would perform in terms of where you've heard that it may be a maintenance nightmare, or it may be a maintenance headache, whatever the case may be. But I think there's a lot of changes coming. Definitely, it's going to be over the span of several years, obviously. But for the immediate future, or for the near foreseeable future, I can see big changes coming, and I hope that an RMC is in the works in some way, shape, or form.
Before we move on to the next person, I am breaking news. I didn't break in my construction update. I forgot to put it in the construction update, so there will be a little bit of tea coming in soon. Jasm, you're back. Also, you look so
sorry,
good. Like, what the hell?
Oh, thank you. I've been doing a lot better lately, to be honest. My internet keeps cutting out, so I had to switch to my phone. Sorry about that. So basically, you guys would have laughed the second I started your video today, and you said anything about Guardian. I was like, they're taking the ride out. I was so excited for it to be removed, and then you were like, it's getting like bins or something, and I was like, no. So I guess it sounds to me like if there's this much action going on in that many different parts of the park, that I think we're getting the theming overhaul that Grace has been hinting at, and it makes it a lot harder for us to guess at what rides are coming in what order. So I'm hesitating a little bit to speculate more specifically than that until we get some more detailed information. But I'm really hoping that the red flags or the red paint and stuff on go-karts means that that's going bye-bye, and that matching red paint on Wild Beast means that it's getting a full overhaul and it's going to take over that go-karts area. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that next, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, what do you think about all the areas?
I want to start with what you put in your video today. In my opinion, if it's a GCI, I'm super down for it. I love GCI. I think a family GCI like Invader is better than 80% of the rides at Wonderland. I think they are incredible rides. They are amazing, especially the larger scale ones. But I'm thinking this is probably a family GCI from what we've seen, so that's more likely. They're still amazing rides. I see your face.
All right.
For
Oh.
Wild Beast. For Wild Beast, I'm of the opinion that no matter what we get, if it's Gravity Group Retrack or if it's RMC, it's good no matter what. I think if it's Gravity Group, we get a good wooden coaster out of it. If it's RMC, we get a top tier coaster out of it. If it's RMC, I would rather something more intense like Iron Gwazi or Hikuge instead of something like Steel Vengeance, because Steel Vengeance is a bit too floaty for me. And I think Wonderland needs something more intense.
I'm sorry, what did he just
Hikuge.
call me? What did he just
I didn't
call
call
me?
you anything.
Oh, you said Hakuge?
Yeah.
Technically,
You know what that
that
means?
translates to white whale.
Yeah, it means white whale.
Okay. Ryan, your turn.
All right. Despite what some may believe, I think the possibility of a GCI is actually quite nice. Granted, out of the GCIs I have experienced, I think Mystic Timbers is decent at best. Same goes for Invader. I thought they were about the same, but they're still good rides no matter what. They just aren't great rides, but they're good. And I think it's definitely something that we would need at Canada's Wonderland. So I say bring on a GCI. That'd be great. Don't think Wild Beast is getting RMC'd. The timing doesn't make any sense with anything. At best, Gravity Group Retrack, that'd be great. I do also think that the park could just be trolling us, but yeah, that's my thoughts.
We're going to touch on that. Okay. Let's move on to... Oh! Wait. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so the mystery marking that has popped up on Wild Beast. Okay, so I've talked to my sources about this a little bit more. And what's interesting enough is this specific marking on this column appears to have been done with water pressure. I have to be careful how I word this, but after careful analysis, there's no indent in the actual support column, and it appears that it's just a color discoloration on the support, which has me thinking, especially since the numbers don't make sense down below, I have a feeling this is a troll. I actually think, for the first time ever, Wonderland's trolled us.
I would be okay with that. I mean, if they're finally starting to play the game, then it's about to get interesting.
I mean, they did put it on a very visible support. Like, there's not many other ones in the rest of the layout.
Right at the exit, yeah.
You can see it on the exit ramp if you look for it.
And they also know we're watching Wild Beast, right? We've been making videos of the actual markings. So all the markings are actually in areas you can't see. They're on, like, the brake run, the lift hill, and all that. So I'm still going to hold out that this is going to be a Gravity Group renovation. I do hear an echo, which is weird. Does someone have their audio coming out of a speaker? That's usually what that is. Ryan?
I'm turning it down. I'm turning it down. I'm turning it down.
Okay.
The only thing I would say, if I may interject for 1 second, is that I think you brought up an excellent point the other day. It's not so much to do with RMC, but it more to do with remove column. Unless you're absolutely correct about the troll part. You did bring up that really good point, and I've been thinking about that for a couple of days. That if they are removing this column for some reason, for whatever reason there may be, then
Wonderland silenced him!
Oh,
Wonderland is after us.
first me, now him. It's everybody.
It's so over. It's so.
Oh, he's gone.
He's been kidnapped. Anyone else have an opinion about the markings and RMC Wild Beast versus Gravity Group? Try and make it quick, but yeah.
Okay, really quick. I don't think it's for remove column because remove is one word, and it's not a long enough word for them to require 2 letters, in my opinion. I think if they do remove the column, to me, that's proof that it was a troll.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Remove column is 2 long words. Now,
not a column.
abbreviate remove column. RC. RC. We do not need to include the R there. It doesn't have to be
He means
3
the N.
letters there. That would be like R-O-C, Re-Uv column.
This is a
Re-oof.
crazy
You
English
know?
lesson. I'm being taught English.
Also, the wooden part that goes vertically is not a column on a wooden coaster. It's a bent. So
True.
wow, it's actually a bent.
It's actually a bend, guys.
It's actually a bent.
that theory is just like thrown out the window, in my opinion.
I got a lot of DMs about that, by the way. I got so many people messaging me being like, well, it's actually a bent, not a column. And I'm like, okay.
Actually,
I mean, the park would know that though. So like, why would they put column or C
so
for
would it
column?
be remove column?
Right. You would see RB.
Because it's 2
So-
words. It's not 3 words, as
Yeah.
Ryan has told us.
So I
You got a full illustration.
As he told us in his English lesson for the day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick to Gravity Group like I've always been saying, and it's happening because there's, if anyone's been paying attention, there's actually stuff being piled underneath Wild Beast too.
I mean, I think they can't hide the action, but they can mess with us to try to like direct our attention in the wrong place.
I would just like get a sticker of the RMC logo and just slap it somewhere, you know? If
Yeah,
I
we
were
should
them.
start trolling back.
Yeah, like
No,
look
if
at
I were
the
them.
look what someone said. Key switch. The X with an arrow pointing down to RMC was like, "Hey, Amusement Insiders, embarrass yourself right here, right here."
As soon as start
It's
putting
like-
gig on stuff.
It's
Put
like
it
when
back.
Six Flags Over Georgia. I'm sorry, I didn't expect that.
Sorry.
It's like when Six Flags Over Georgia was about to RMC Georgia Cyclone, and a bunch of enthusiasts got RMC shirts and started pointing at the ride. Hilarious.
We should do
We
that.
should do something like that. That would be hilarious.
Oh, we should do a
RMC
prank
the Beast.
for April Fools. What we'll do, we'll get some RMC shirts. I'm giving it away now, so it won't work. But we'll film like random people wearing them, like proper RMC shirts, like dress shirts, near like the wood rides at Wonderland, and I'll post it on April Fools.
We should get hard hats too. and like clipboards and stuff. I'm down.
Boards
Listen,
for
okay.
sure.
Now for everybody currently
The-
watching the stream, for people watching the stream, you can't tell anyone now, okay? This is a secret.
Yeah, GP has to be surprised.
Yeah. You gotta surprise people, okay?
Does anyone have any other thoughts on the bent, the marked up bent?
Remove bent!
RMB?
RMB, yeah.
Never heard of this company.
Jasmine,
Actually,
you're
dude.
not the only one having internet issues right now. Sorry.
Right? It's always when
Yeah.
you have to scream.
It's
Never-
Wonderland.
Yeah.
Wonderland
I'm
is
also
after us.
having internet.
All right.
As
Next.
for Switch's question about the number 10 sign, each support is labeled. So that would be the 10th support out of the station on the first turn.
Yes, the number.
the,
yeah.
One of the patrons say, imagine they order a piece of RMC track just for giggles.
That would be an expensive troll.
Just for the giggles.
Just for the giggles. Hey, it'd be pretty funny. Come on.
Okay.
Maybe another park has a leftover.
What's that on the screen?
This
Borrow from
is
Cedar Point.
This is Amusement Insider's tea. Okay, this is only we know. Okay, if anyone else reports on it, this is our tea. So they're installing the bin system on Yukon. Don't ask why they're installing it now. I'm confused too. We were told they were going to install it like 2 years ago, and then they never did. And then we were told they were going to install it at the beginning of this year, and they never did. And now they're installing it. So the bin system is going into Guardian, which means it's here to stay. And maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. I've heard nothing in the rumor about this, so that's not what I'm saying. But fingers crossed that this means that the ride will receive some love. I will say train number 5 has been shipped out of Wonderland.
Oh.
Can they do that with all of the trains and like the rest of the ride?
Yeah, can they just
And the
like
rest
ship off
of the
the ride?
And the track too, please.
It's like give it to like Michigan's Adventure or something. They'll appreciate
Maybe-
it.
Give it to
Maybe
Michigan's
they're only-
Adventure.
They'll like it
Maybe
more
the
than us.
installation of the bins is like when you're trying to sell your house, so like you paint it and make it look nice. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, put the bins in and just put that as part of the sale so we can get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'd
It's
say
like-
more so it's like if they took a really bad garbage can and like put a sticker on it that says "Great job."
Listen, if you buy Guardian, hear me out. If you buy Guardian, you get a cool bin system. That's why you get the Golden Ticket award-winning bin system with the ride.
That's the way.
Um,
It's the selling tactic.
Yeah.
So I find it really interesting. Train 5 is no longer on site. So to me, it sounds like someone's working on it, trying to come up with a solution, and then they'll send it back. And if it works, all the other trains will get sent off for the same upgrade. If this is where I'm going to promote myself, I highly recommend subscribing to our Patreon. Don't subscribe. I need to delete the dollar option, even though it does say that the dollar option doesn't get you anything. But yeah.
3 months.
Yeah. So I highly recommend. There are really cool photos on Patreon, just so everyone knows. But yeah, anyone have any thoughts about Guardian and the bin system?
Yeah, why does Guardian get this and Leviathan not?
That's a good question.
I actually have the answer to that. Leviathan does not currently have enough room to hold the bin system on their current station.
Simply destroy the station.
I think the money would be better invested revamping Leviathan Station than
Give it
putting
music while
$1
you're
in.
at
I would agree. I would
Give it
agree
a
with that
Universe
judgment.
soundtrack.
I think we should replace Wonder Mountain with a Walmart.
I think, in honor of CGA, we should just replace Wonder Mountain with an entire Amazon warehouse.
Agreed.
I think that means it's time to move on. Nobody likes this ride. We're all like, why are you bothering?
Nobody
Right?
really cares.
Do enough people even ride it that it needs bins? Like, what is
It
going
does
on?
have a
here?
lineup. It does have a lineup
Oh.
on busy days, and it stretches outside of the mountain. So
I need that.
you know,
It has a 2-hour line on a slow day, and I
yeah,
think that's more so the capacity.
Just the speed of the ride.
yeah.
What I want from this ride, I love lore and story and stuff. I just want to know more about the story of this ride.
Hold on,
I
I'm just
want them to,
taking.
like, show that more.
I'm just taking a picture of Ryan's mom complimenting me to use for later. Thank you.
What do you mean to use for later?
I feel like, okay, regarding Guardian, on a serious note, I feel like if they're secretly doing this because they're like secretly planning to redo the entire show part of the ride, like everything that we see on the screens, then there might be some iota of a redeeming factor. But that doesn't mean that the ride itself would be good, that what you're seeing while you're on it would get better.
But I
Yeah,
kind of feel like it's already too late for that, though, Jasmine. I mean, you bring up a really good point, but I kind of feel like it's already too late for that because the ride is at a point where I guess most people don't care about it, but it's also there because it's busy. So I don't know if
Yeah.
there is a redeeming factor to that, though. That's
I think as long as there's a line, they're going to try.
Yeah, the unfortunate fact about Guardian is that we have one of the worst coasters in the country with one of the best elements in the country.
yeah.
Which is, I guess
Yeah.
it's a tragic, but that is
Yeah,
like I don't think you could really argue against that.
that's all it's got going for it right now. So, like,
Also, I know, like, Cedar Fair, amusement park and stuff, but the inside of the station needs some work. It's like they tried with a little, like, one switchback that they don't even open because flooding or heat exhaustion or fire or whatever. But, like, we say replace it with an Amazon warehouse. It already looks like one in there. It already looks like one. It's...
Hear me out. The new story of the ride. Picture it. You are not going into a cave to fight a dragon. You are going into the warehouse to sort some boxes.
It's Jeff Bezos' wild ride.
you're trying to escape Jeff Bezos.
Come
And
work
then
for me.
it's here the surprise of the ride is actually just Jeff Bezos firing you.
And the real dragon in the mountain, Herman, rescues you in the end.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
things are happening. Things
oh.
are happening.
All right, next topic.
Was that
Okay.
an Illuminati symbol?
This
Are you okay?
is everything. Where have we seen these before, guys?
Ooh.
The Illuminati?
Yeah, the Illuminati. I don't know.
More
The
recently,
American
where
dollar bill.
where have we seen this type of what do you call it? Marking.
Hold our hand through it. I don't know. Tell us. Tell the chat.
Where is that? Where was the picture taken?
This is the road heading into Wonderland, right near where the hotel construction was supposed to be.
Ooh, did chat get it? Is it the toll booth?
No, this is too far from the toll booths, but this is where a proposed gate would be moved back in the renderings for a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything because I have a video coming that has a little something to do with this.
I guess this is somewhat related, but whatever happened to that? I recall there was plans to be a ramp off of the highway directly onto the park. Whatever happened to that?
I feel like that would be a traffic nightmare.
Yeah. I don't know if they can do that anymore.
Vaughn probably shut them down on that idea.
Now, these markings also do work their way towards the toll booths, and there are a bunch of them at the toll booths. So hopefully, I don't know what these are, nor do my sources. Hopefully, it is a toll booth reno, and even more hopefully, which I think is less likely, even though I was hyping up the hotel, this is showing signs of a hotel. I think that... Why is everyone so against my hotel? I'm kidding.
Listen, it's Wonderland, man. They're after us.
With Wonderland, yeah, they are triangle with dots in them, which usually mean something's got to go in there. So it's either signage or gates or, yeah.
Lamp.
Lamp. Well, they wouldn't put a lamp there, but yeah.
I say put a lamp in the middle of the road and let the cars try to go around it.
Could it possibly be them marking something underneath that they would want to avoid if they were to, say, rip up the road and repave it? Because it's in rough condition.
So I definitely
Usually
think the
those
road,
are color-coded, right?
Yeah,
Those
you'd
are
see like a
color-coded
yellow
and
line.
straight lines. Yellow is
Mhm.
electricity, blue is water.
Yeah, and
orange is
gas and whatever. Yeah.
From what I've been told by my source,
I
whenever
think
there's
it
a
could be... Sorry, you go first.
whenever you see a triangle with a dot in it, it usually means like a column. He said signage, like posts, like stuff like that. But there's a
now
lot
I
of
don't
them.
feel stupid for what I'm about to suggest, because I think it could be like a big overhead banner sign, like how when you're going into all the Disney parks, it's usually on top of the booths themselves. But this could be either like ahead of the booths, or they could be redoing the booths. If they move it that far back, though, for traffic's sake, it's going to have to be at least partially automated, because that lineup to get in is already a mess sometimes.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, I don't think it could be too tall since the road runs directly parallel to a neighborhood.
Well, it would be signage. They don't have any restrictions out here, really, in terms of... They're not going to build like 300 feet, 200 feet, or even 100 feet,
Yeah.
but...
No.
Yeah.
It could be like traffic light height.
Is someone okay?
Oh, the
Like-
patrons are asking, are they fixing the road?
Probably. That would be my easiest assumption. I'm begging for a self-serve toll booths like Kings Island, finally. I don't get why we don't have them at the most expensive labor park in the, literally the market right now. So, I think Cedar Fair is so dumb to not build self-serve, toll booths. Like...
Yeah, I was just at Kings Island. That self-serve toll booth, there was nobody there. I came in at right at 10 o'clock, no line. No line.
That was great. At Cedar
10,
Point,
10,
too,
no line.
you just drive up, scan your Platinum Pass, right on through.
And then even the people who were paying, there was like only 1 or 2 cars there.
Yeah.
That's how it
I
should
do.
be.
Yeah, I think that we're getting a major. So there's a couple things. Let's talk about it because I've heard a couple things. I did hear from one of my sources that something was actually supposed to happen. I know this is so rich coming from me, but I heard something was actually supposed to happen with Action Theater this year. That for next year. There were orders to clear out Action Theater at the end of last season, and then they did, and then they were told to put everything back at the beginning of this season.
Imagine being the
So-
person that got that.
That's all I heard. The person didn't say that that for sure knew it was a ride, but they just said that was interesting information for you to know. So And then the person also kind of brought up a really good point with that statement that whether it was a dark ride or a flat ride, someone's banging. Your mic's picking it up. Y'all look so scared.
He's tapping away.
That if we were supposed to... Ooh, okay, I'm in focus again. Ah! Everything's going to malfunction. That basically, if we were supposed to get a flat ride or something else with the water slide, which is typically... It is not normal for Wonderland to just get a water slide, by the way. It is not normal at all. So in my opinion, because Tundra Twister flopped, something was changed. I think that they've been listening to a lot of feedback. I don't know how to fix this. This camera, like, occasionally, like, starts glitching out.
It's the ghost in your house. We all know it. It's fine.
How do you make a camera focus again?
Make the background beside you focus. Hold your hand in the air.
Oh, okay. Oh. You could have helped me earlier. He's like watching me struggle.
I just realized I was muted. Oh my gosh.
My internet is so bad
you.
I can't watch the stream.
I was trying to tell you how to
true.
do it, and I realized I was muted. Oh my gosh.
I love how I'm blaming you guys, but really I'm the oldie here that's like, how do you do this?
We have something from patron chat. They say that from what they are reading on Google, a triangle is something in it typically marks some sort of utility.
That's still telling, though, because that could mean they're trying to put electricity or something there, which could also still indicate either like a sign or toll booths or something.
So it could really be like almost anything.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well,
Someone wants
Something's
to know
happening.
why Tundra Twister is a flop.
So I'm going to be honest. I have different opinions to everyone else. I think the only reason Tundra Twister is a flop is because of its location.
The entire area is kind of a dead area of the park. So
Yeah. I think if you put Tundra Twister next to Leviathan, it would do extremely well.
but also
It's the
put
same
anything
reason
at-
why
Probably.
Drop Tower
and it'll
does so
do
well. It's next to Leviathan.
Yeah.
I feel like if you
Drop
put
Tower
anything
would
at-
get like a 10-15 minute line if it was at the back of the park, but it oftentimes gets 45-minute lines.
Yeah.
That's true. They really need like a staple attraction in that side of the park to bring more people over there.
like a. Oh, wait. Well, you have to see the video from earlier first.
The whole
We haven't
area.
spoken about it yet.
Yeah. Let's go to it because my phone's probably got like 20 minutes. So
You think 20 minutes, but in reality it's 5.
okay, I'm gonna discuss this in detail, and then we'll go one by one. But essentially, these two very large construction trailers have popped up behind Action Theater. There is also a crap ton of electrical wiring piled right near them as well. They are both facing away from each other with staircases built coming out of them. So it's not just stored there. They're not just parked there. They are literally attached to the ground now, anchored down with the staircases built on them. They are permanently there for a bit. And it definitely looks, if you look at it, like they built a workstation, like a little, and to be honest, this is bigger than Yukon Striker's setup too. When they were building Yukon Striker, this is a lot more serious. And what do you think would be a lot more bigger of a project than a roller coaster? I think we got
An
surveyed
entire
on
themed
it.
area.
Literally that.
Yeah.
Roller coaster and an area.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a full area for sure.
So they're definitely getting ready. Again, this aligns with the $35 million project that I heard about. This also aligns with the starting construction in December, which I have been told that actually might be starting in January now. But we'll see what goes on with that. But yeah, I think that, again, when a park shows you a concept like this, I think we should have stuck to this is what Wonderland wants, because everything else Wonderland showed us was like AI whipped up. And if anyone remembers my videos from when Wonderland first opened with COVID, all the markings were back there already, whereas Wonderland's just surveying the rest of the park now, right? And when they're surveying, the company then takes it, they have to create the digital world, and then they have to send it off to the coaster manufacturers for them to come up with something. So that's still like 2-3 years out. So I think it's clear as pie now. You know, I was saying let's wait to see where construction starts, when construction starts, to see where our coaster... I think that's pretty evident. I think that's evidence enough. But again, we won't fully jump the gun. But I think that when we sit down, you know when an adult tells you to like a kid's like losing his mind and they're getting excited and they're like, I think that we needed someone to be like, slow down and think about it. Just think about it. Because the proof was in front of us this whole time. And Wonderland was throwing us like we're dogs. Like they're throwing us bones and balls to catch and all that. And we're running and catching them all. One right in front of us. The evidence is that the family GCI was what's next.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like it.
It
I like
shouldn't
it.
It looks so good.
It looks beautiful. It's a
They-
beautiful.
I
And
think
like
it's
this is
older-
clearly a finished idea. Like they sat down and thought, you know, a gift shop can go here and the photo stand can go here and food stands can go out here. Like it's a finished idea.
Yeah, I think this is something that's cool. It makes sense for the park too. Like all ages can enjoy this. It's a fun, but it could also be seen as a bit intense because of how GCIs are. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Guys,
I
also
don't think
remember
GCIs are intense.
this concept art probably isn't even accurate. Like, look at it. Like the second drop is taller than the lift hill. So calm down, everyone.
Yeah.
In the
have
comments
no
section.
idea.
They're
Yeah,
definitely
they'll
not going to
actually,
tell you
like-
everything in concept
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, we don't know if it's actually going to be like a Zambezi Zinger clone, or if it's gonna
It better
it-
be.
For all we
But
know-
if you guys want a really good example of concept art versus finished product, and I say finished product loosely because it's still under construction, go look at the original concept art for Universal's Epic Universe that's being built right now, and then go on YouTube after this and look at the latest. There's a few different channels that will do like construction updates based on this. One guy does drone footage, but he doesn't do YouTube videos, so everyone uses his footage and does construction updates. But it's very close to the concept art, but you can see how the rides were kind of, you know, they're done like an artist would do them. It's not accurate. It's not an engineer didn't draw this ride. An artist drew this ride. But you can see how, like I said, kind of roughly where the gift shops will be and stuff, roughly where the water flows is going to be somewhat accurate because they do give the artist like a blueprint to go off of. But that's a really good example of like concept art versus how it actually comes to life.
Now, this gets even more interesting. I reached out to the park after announcement of the water side, and I said, do you have anything else? I was pretty bold in what I said, but I said, like, I feel like this isn't it. And they responded with the typical PR, like, this is all we have for now. That's what was
Right.
said back to me. Do you guys notice anything about the concept art? More specifically, Jake, do you remember riding Whitewater about 2 weeks ago and what I said near the end where this concept art takes place? What did I see? I don't know if it was you or Jacob, but I noticed something in Whitewater's trough.
Stairs on the other side?
No, spray paint.
No, it was some. Oh yeah. It was something on the other side though.
So they
Okay.
spray painted, they spray painted where the trough, wherever it's cracking and all that. Which, if you, what I think this construction vehicle showing up. Someone said wood coasters take longer to build. That's actually false. Wood coasters get built really quickly. You can build a wooden coaster
take
in
8 months.
not even. Some of them go up in like
8
3
months,
months.
like from pouring the footings to opening the ride. 8 months.
Yeah. So, again, construction starting even before Yukon started technically, or I guess it's around the same time. It tells you that it's a bigger project. The company's probably going to do some work to Whitewater, and, you know, maybe Whitewater is the second half of the announcement. Maybe they'll have to Whitewater's renovation to get ready, because Whitewater's clearly getting a renovation in this stuff. They're adding theming, they're adding stuff. So they're probably going to try and get a lot of that done.
That would make sense.
We have a kind
Yeah.
of sort of related question from the patrons, where they're asking, do you think let's go. Do you think that the coaster will be very different from the one shown, because of possible restrictions in the area? And also, how easy is it for a ride edition to be changed last minute?
Very easy. So I can tell you right now that Wonderland was presented with probably a multitude of concepts for this area, for their GCI even. GCI is not going to submit Wonderland. Sorry, I'm burping. Well, GCI is not going to submit Wonderland one design. They submit them multiple, and then Wonderland picks, and then you guys remember I can't say who, but I gave you guys one of the an industry specialist. The people in here know who he is. They're not going to say who he is, but I gave you guys someone that knows how this stuff works, and you know what they said. Just to repeat it, the company will submit concepts to Wonderland, and Wonderland will be like, I like this one, but can you change like this, and that? And then they send it back, and the company goes, and they submit it back, and Wonderland will be like, okay, yeah, I guess I like this. Or they'll be like, can you start over? Actually, we did our surveys like a week ago, and people found it kind of boring. So, can we like make it taller, longer, faster? Those are the kinds of conversations that every theme park is having with the companies they're working with.
It's also easier to make changes to a wood design than a steel design because they need a lot of time to like think about Leviathan, right? A lot of those supports are like gigantic and huge and long, and they have to be to exact specifications. And if you're like, oh, can you change that by 5 feet? Oh, can you make this turn this way instead? Like that's a significant change that requires a significant amount of time for them to produce that hunk of metal. But with the wood coaster, they just, populate it into their system. They do the calculations and all the things they need to do, and you just cut wood to different lengths and stuff, and you make sure they're all numbered correctly and everything. So yeah. I do think, as far as can changes be made, absolutely, if this is what they're going with.
Yeah, and then the explosive ending. Oh, go.
Oh, no, it's okay. You can talk about that first, yeah.
I personally, I get that it's not going to be like Mystic Timbers. Mystic Timbers is not considered family, right? I don't know this kind of stuff.
No, it's definitely
it rides like a family coaster.
No, it does not.
Every time it does. We should just have a live stream that's
it has a 48-inch height requirement, so technically it's a family coaster.
Thank you.
By height requirement.
By height requirement, but by the
ride
actual
experience,
ride,
it's not.
Yeah, it's not a. It's not
by
a family.
height requirement, it's 48 inches.
Yeah, but it's not going to be most kids' first coaster.
There was some little stupid kid this tall in real life next to me lining up for it. I was like, yeah, this is a family coaster.
Those are the kids that end up on TikTok screaming and crying. And the person they're riding with is recording them instead of comforting them.
Now, I will say, it is weird that Wonderland went from Snoopy's Racing Railway to another family coaster. I find that decision process a little weird, but then for those of you that have been to Wonderland over the last 2 weeks, I don't know if you noticed a trend. The adult side of the park was pretty much at capacity. The ride lines couldn't hold anymore. And the family side of the park was empty, walk-ons. So I wonder if there's a reasoning behind this, if they're trying to bring back the families.
Which brings us into another question from the patron chat. What are the chances here of this ride actually being very different from the concept art, as in not a family coaster? This is a thrill GCI, or changes made because of height restrictions, possibly height restrictions in the area.
So
GCI could do that. Wonderland could easily be like, we like this type of model, but we want it to be high thrill. They could request that. We're gonna have no way to know.
So the height restriction in this area, to be a little more specific, what is Behemoth's turnaround height?
At least 2 feet.
150 something?
Actually, I can get you an exact height in just a minute.
It's I'd say around 150 feet.
I think so.
I have a height chart of Behemoth. I will find it right now.
Of course, Ryan does. Of course, Ryan.
Mystic Timbers is 109 feet. There you go.
So,
46 meters. What does that mean? The turnaround is exactly 150 feet.
So they're not going to have any issues with height for a wooden coaster back where they're building.
Yeah, and also what Jake just said, I just want to say real quick, What family coaster is 109 feet tall?
And I think we're a little bit spoiled when it comes to height. Like, just because something isn't tall doesn't mean it's not a high thrill.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think a little kid is gonna want to go on. If a little kid is scared of heights, and this thing's 109 feet tall, I don't think that's a family coaster. I rest my case. Mystic Timbers is not a family coaster.
Velocicoaster is 155 feet, isn't that right? Yeah, 155 feet.
That's a family
that
coaster.
I wouldn't say it's not a. I don't think so. I wouldn't bring my little cousin on that. That's for sure.
I wouldn't bring a kid onto Mystic Timbers.
Yeah, I'd bring them onto like Racer first or something like that.
But yeah, is anyone like let down by the idea, again,
No.
emphasis on idea, that this whole, okay, not just the coaster, that this could potentially be our 2025?
As
I would
long
love
as
it.
Whitewater gets a Fast Lane 9, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm super happy with this.
I'm happy with it, if only for the themed area, because that's going to be awesome. And then I would hope that they make good decisions when it comes to the ride, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I don't think Fastlane is in the works for that, Jake. Just going back to your previous point, only for capacity, even though, you know, it could be possible, but I think capacity might be an issue.
I'm trying to remember if Kings Islands had Fastlane, because I rode that, but I don't think it did.
Yeah, for me at least, I'm super happy with this. If it's 2025, if it's something like Zambezi Zinger or even Invader, I'm happy with it. And if it's sorry if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. And if it's something larger scale like Mystic Timbers, that is about the same height as something like Troy. I love that. That is amazing. They're both amazing wooden coasters. So I think no matter what we get here with the GCI wooden coaster, it's great.
Hopefully GCI teaches Wonderland what a proper family coaster is, and we don't end up with like
Vekoma Family Boomerang.
Hopefully,
I do have little faith in Wonderland. Whoever picks the rides at Wonderland, I do have little faith in them. Like, not to sound like rude or anything, but like it just seems like most of the time we're getting like really mild rides now. Like Guardian was kind of a flop. Tundra Twister was a lot more mild than it was supposed to be. I'd get Leviathan was the first of its kind, but Leviathan compared to its like sisters had barely any shaping and was very mild. Behemoth was probably the coolest one. Leviathan's faster, and that's also what I think is because of the weight they've added to the train. Remember, without the weight they've added to the train, Leviathan's a very slow going Giga. Like a very slow going Giga. They had to add...
Like, compare modern Leviathan.
they didn't do that to Fury or Orion.
So a Yukon, I think, is different, but it's a dive coaster, so it's got, you know, that. But Yukon, honestly, B&M pulled it out. Like, honestly, that was a really good layout for a dive coaster, and that was probably Wonderland's best decision coaster-wise in a while. But I really think that, you know, after this, again, you guys know I could rant all day. I don't think the launched wing coaster is the route that they should be going, because to me, that's just like another filler. And I know that also sounds pretentious, but yes, I do consider it's a filler coaster.
That means 2027 we'll get our maybe.
Hopefully. My eyes are on Kingswood. I think Kingswood houses the cool ride. So...
yeah.
I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm feeling the same way as Brendan. It's like, I would like to see a shakeup in whoever gets the final yes or no on additions, because like, you've had your turn. It's not going great.
And I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers, but like honestly, I'm both. Like, I have stocks in Cedar Fair. I've been going to the park for a while. I'm allowed an opinion, and I'm giving my opinion. So I think whoever is making decisions needs to maybe take a step back, or maybe, if they're not going to take a step back, maybe just turn up the dial a little bit on thrill.
Yeah.
But that's a
Yeah,
personal
something-
opinion.
Maybe turn it into like a group vote, not just one person. Because I don't
Democracy.
know how
Maybe-
it currently works, but
Maybe something happened with I-305 and it was too intense, and they just don't want to have a situation similar to that. Right?
I
'Cause
mean-
they spent a lot of money on I-305. I'm not blaming any in terms of Intamin is partly Intamin, but it's also partly
Yeah.
Cedar Fair for choosing that.
My
I
biggest
threw a
fear.
single-
Go,
I-305 was single-handedly the. Oh my god. I-305 was single-handedly the reason King's Dominion didn't get a coaster for the next 8 years, so they definitely were scared out of intensity.
Yeah, so that's... And then after that, 2013, 14, 15, 16, and then not 17 or 18, but 2019, they all installed B&Ms at their Cedar Fair parks.
You want to know my
like
biggest?
B&M is not the only other manufacturer out there. Like that's the part that drives me nuts. Like
Yeah,
we've had so many in a
But
row.
B&M was a...
They're not even doing
I'm sure
so
they-
hot.
I'm sure they got a bulk deal or something, but let's switch it up.
Right?
You want to know my biggest fear? I was going to make this a video, so you guys are going to get it. I am making this a video still. I'm only going to give a little... My biggest fear about wanting high intensity at Wonderland is, and it shows with what's right in front of me right now, is that Wonderland and... Sorry, I should say Cedar Fair. This is a Cedar Fair decision for sure. Cedar Fair has decided that they want Wonderland to be the next Knott's Berry Farm. They want to turn it into a theme park. And when you build
And
a
they
theme
need
park...
to look at the kind of rides that Knott's has. It's variety.
I think that's right in front of us right now too, though. Like even this wood coaster is going to have like an explosive ending, a storytelling ending, and then the area. And I think we're going to see this now with all of our rides. But when you do that, you're sacrificing intensity. I think that they are
because what's the Woody at Knott's Ghost Rider? It's pretty intense. That ride was awesome.
That's true. But I just have a feeling they're aiming at families. I think Wonderland's like, we don't want the teens in our park anymore.
Understandable.
That's what I think it is. That is exactly what I think it is. I think they're
Honestly-
building for the audience they want, not the audience they have.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't want, you know, the rude people in the park. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
does.
I don't blame them for that, but there's other ways to handle that.
The one thing I'll tell you, Melissa, is if it's a GCI, you're going to get airtime, even if it's a kiddie coaster. Have you guys seen my video, my reverse POV on Busch Gardens Williamsburg? What's it called again?
Invader.
Invader. I posted the reverse POV. It's a good ride. I grayed out.
When I tell you,
And that-
like, you get airtime on GCIs. You get airtime on family GCIs. You get airtime on thrill GCIs. You will be getting airtime on this.
Guys, my
And it will
battery's
be
at
some of the best
9%.
airtime in the park.
My phone's a boss.
Okay, let's keep going.
I
What else
don't know what
what
I
else is
did
on your
wrong,
list?
but I didn't get airtime on Mystic Timbers. I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong either. I didn't get airtime on Ravine Flyer too, so cope.
Every hill, it was just like, am I gonna get... No. Oh, still in my seat. Still in my seat.
Oh,
Still in my
bro,
seat.
the girls are fighting.
You know what? And so I was on Mystic Timbers like, am I gonna get airtime? Whoa! Am I gonna get airtime? Whoa! Am I gonna get airtime? Whoa! That's what it was like. So I don't know what you're saying, but
The chaperone policy is not going to come to Wonderland, guys. It's not going to come to Wonderland. You could tell.
No.
It's not. I will say, I didn't touch on this yet either. There are signs that Wonderland is going to get the softest reno of front gate ever. I'm talking about those new security scanners that you're seeing. I think they liked them, and I've noticed a
They
great
were-
improvement.
They were very efficient at Kings Island. when I
Yeah.
went. With the new scanners, they had them there.
So I think we're going to see a change in how they do things. I think you're going to see the old metal detectors scrapped, and there's going to be some sort of new setup next year. So, I mean, that's exciting because, yeah. Anyone saw that line I posted on my story? Apparently, it only took 10 minutes to get through that line. That was all the way to flight deck. That's how good those detectors are.
yeah, it's
Interesting.
better now.
There's just
yeah.
a lot of
10
people.
minutes.
We have another question from patron chat. So if this new like ghost town sort of area is coming to the park, what would you like them to do to the area during Haunt or Winterfest? Or do you even think it'll be
Ooh.
open during that time?
Ooh, who
I think
asked
it would
that?
be
That's
a
good
waste if
question.
they didn't use it.
Mr. Excellent.
I choked on
I think
air.
they would have to. I think it's perfectly designed for Haunt, and they could decorate it so cute for Winterfest.
I feel like the aim would probably Brendan is just dying in the corner, but I'm gonna keep on talking. I feel like the aim with the wooden coaster would be to be able to have it open during Winterfest, right? And so that they could have the area of the park
Oh
open.
my god, yes! That would be so.
Mystic Timbers has run in the snow before. Okay.
It's
That
also
would be
valid in the
really
snow.
cool.
I feel like that should be mentioned.
No, it's
Don't-
okay. We're just gonna forget
Don't
about that.
remind them, don't remind
Listen.
them.
Leviathan has almost valleyed many times in the past. Okay.
Yep.
Does
It's
that mean it's
also
gonna
valid.
valley every
Has
ride?
Valleyed.
Listen, Leviathan almost valleyed on a regular day. That doesn't mean it's gonna valley every day.
Listen.
How
If they
many
have an
times has it
efficient
valleyed?
system for
Listen,
when it valleys, nobody's gonna
Behemoth
care.
may valley. Behemoth may valley, but that doesn't mean it's the worst coaster in the world. Okay.
Every
People
down
love
there,
when
but-
coasters
When
valley.
did I
That's
say
like
Mystic
part
was
of
the
the
worst coaster in
attraction.
the world? I said it was good.
I'm
That's
saying-
almost like that's almost a goal for some of us is to be on a ride when it valleys.
That would be.
I want to be on a ride when it faults.
Dream come true.
And get like some of that free stuff that they hand out.
I got that on Maverick.
So I just want to point out, and I'm glad some of the viewers did, that I was literally dying and no one cared.
Oh no, I said, oh, Brendan's dying. Why did they care?
Yeah, we're just here to keep the crowd entertained while you resolve
We're the
whatever
funny
that
ones.
was.
I always say at work, this is a funny joke, that when I climb the ladder to heaven, we call it heaven, it's like a storage area really high up in the air. Whenever I go up there on the ladder, I tell them, my team, I say, if I fall, film it. Don't help me, film it.
It would be pretty funny.
Get that lawsuit money.
Someone did call me out on a comment I made, and they are right. That immersive theming and high intensity, if done right, do exist, and that is true, Velocicoaster. So yeah, that is a very good call out.
There's also,
Velocicoaster.
I have to say, there's also really good family rides that have that kind of theming. Like Hagrid's is a solid ride. It's good for people, I wouldn't say all ages, but most ages. And it's like really great theming. Like I wouldn't be disappointed if it was a really good ride, even if it was classified as a family ride.
Like I would say, as
Hagrid's
far
is
as like
better
good-
than like 99% of thrill coasters.
See? But it's
I
a family
agree.
ride.
I would say, like, as far as good thrill rides that are also really well themed go, you got Velocicoaster, you got Terran, you got, I'd say, even Totatus. There's some more up there, but off the top of my head, Phoenix is another one. Yeah, they're mostly in Europe, I guess. Yeah, we don't really theme stuff here in North
Well,
America.
maybe we're looking at the wrong examples here in North America. We need to look at
We have,
Europe.
like, a whole one example here in North
Yeah,
America.
we
but
got,
we
like-
got it. It's okay.
Too.
Listen, Steel Vengeance has signs in the queue, okay? That's theming.
I am convinced that Epic Universe is about to change the game for North America. That's looking to be next level as it's being built.
I am so excited for Epic Universe. I
am
have followed
stoked.
every single tree planted. Like, I'm gonna be first in that park's gates. Summer 2025. I'll be there in Orlando.
Ryan's mom
That's
right now.
hilarious. I will join you.
I'll have free reign then. She doesn't have to come.
Oh man. But yeah, as far as theming and thrills, that's gonna like change the game. And I think that and the European parks is what Wonderland should be looking at more so than any. No offense, because there's great parks in the Cedar Fair chain, but if they really want to be top of the chain, they need to stop looking at the rest of the chain. They need to look outside of those walls.
I'm just gonna say it. If taking sponsorships means you get cool rides, I'm okay with that. I mean, look
Okay.
at what Plopsaland got. They took a sponsorship and then they got Ride to Happiness. Okay.
Ryan's mom in the chat. I don't agree with sponsorships. Although I'm gonna counter what I just said. Wonderland sponsorships with Icy and Coke have done us wonders with our cheap drink plans. So
Yep.
I
They
was
could
just
have
going to
lit-
say you're flooded with Coke ads in the park already.
yeah, I know. A lot of people don't know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but the reason Wonderland's able to offer a $45 or a $32 drink plan is because Coke literally gives them the product for free, and Coke takes all the money earned from like bottles of water, bottles of Coke, and the vending machines. So when you're complaining about those overpriced bottles, that's Coke trying to I guess, get back whatever they can from giving the free stuff, and then Wonderland has to plaster Coke wherever Coke wants in the park. And then Icy, it's the same. They're listed as a sponsor, so I'm assuming that they either are giving it really dirt cheap or free, like Coke. So Wonderland's able to offer those. Because to me, when I first thought about it, I'm like, how is Wonderland giving a $45 pass for unlimited ices, hot chocolates, coffees, and Coke products all season long now from end of April to first week of January? That's crazy to me. Like, there's no way they profit off that. And then I remembered they don't pay anything.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty
I have mixed
Gardner
feelings about
brought up
sponsors.
a really good point. Why do the refresh stations always smell absolutely rancid? What is that?
So,
It's
working in retail
Dunkin'.
and the restaurant industry, I can tell you right now that sugar actually creates the worst rotting smell you can imagine. That is literally just sugar rotting. So the water sugar, it gets under the counters, gets into the wood of those drink stands, and it's rotting. And it produces that disgusting rot smell. That's it. You should see a Starbucks.
That's nasty.
I worked at Starbucks
Imagine,
for
like-
11 years as a store manager, and you don't want to know the smells that come
I
out of those
don't.
back rooms.
I do
I
not
like
want
to
to
think
know.
of like every refresh station as like, you know, like the airport jungle juice bins, right? I like to think of all of them as just concentrated jungle juice bins.
Ooh. I'll just bring my own water to the park from now on.
Jungle juice. Brendan, what's your phone at?
Ever since we started talking about these sponsors, I'm just thinking top throw dragster where Kingswood is, Coca-Cola the Blast Coaster.
Someone kick him out. No, I'm kidding.
Take the bottle, you blast.
They need a Coke Mentos
Shake the
partnership
bottle.
for that.
Yeah.
I also
Like,
learned.
just So my issue with sponsorship-
Mentos drop down.
Just my issue with sponsorships, just having been back. So I used to go to Disney when I was younger, and I took a break for many years, and now I obviously go a lot. And the difference between the sponsored rides then versus now is the reason why I have mixed feelings about sponsored rides. Because what happened to a lot of them is the sponsors will be like, well, contract's up and we don't want to renew. See ya. And then a new sponsor will come in and they might want changes made to the ride, or they might not be willing to invest as much in the ride, or some of them, they don't find new sponsors. And so the ride just kind of goes like this over time. And so it depends on the sponsorship agreement. If it's like, you know, a very, very long agreement, or if they don't have any kind of like, you know, attachments to the ride afterwards, then that's fine. But if it's done the way Disney does it, it gives me cause for concern.
I feel like the way how Plopsaland did it with Ride to Happiness is pretty good. Except the trade-off is that you get overly expensive merchandise because it's all like Tomorrowland merchandise.
I'm
Like,
not as
that's
familiar
like
with their
sponsorship for sure.
way of doing it,
That is,
But
but I'm sure there is a way. If the
sponsorships
merch is
can
going to be
quite-
expensive, who cares?
The sponsorships can be kind of funny sometimes, because like I went to Epcot last March, rode Test Track, thought it was a great ride. I'm walking down the exit ramp, suddenly I'm in a Chevrolet dealership, and I'm in like a
Exactly.
showroom, and
Oh my
there's
God.
cars all over the place.
I had the same experience
Literally.
on Silver Star. Silver Star, you walk out. No, you walk through the queue, and it is just Mercedes. It is an actual Mercedes dealership. You walk
That's
into the
Test
exit,
Track.
all the merchandise, there is no Silver Star merchandise. It is Mercedes merchandise. You are
You have to
buying
get-
Mercedes
at Epcot, you have to get
merch.
through the car dealership and then you get the regular merch. But that, yeah. And I don't even have that big of a problem with that. It's when Chevrolet says we out, and then, you know, the next sponsor doesn't want to upkeep the ride properly, or they, you know, want changes to it that the public doesn't like. Like, I think that's what happened to the Figment ride, which is why everybody hates this current version of it. Because the sponsor left and they had to make changes to have a new version for the new sponsor, whatever, and it causes problems.
Also, if a sponsor has a controversial stuff, Blue Fire, Blue Fire, you know, having a Russian sponsor, so yeah. I'm worried right now, Brendan. Is your phone at like 1%? How can they still hear us?
Brendan,
my
you were
phone's
given
at.
$5 and have not acknowledged it.
Wait, where?
Wow.
Oh, thanks, Nikki Arnold. I know. Wait, Nikki, I know you. My phone's at 8%.
That's so threatening.
All right.
My phone's tanking. These iPhone low battery modes are like tank.
Yeah.
Also, Jake, what does your bed sheet say? As weird as that sounds.
Yes, I was hoping somebody would ask.
I don't think we want to talk about
needs to know it.
that.
I
No,
think
I-
you guys should talk about
Do
it.
you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Things I do on my spare time. Ride roller coasters, watch others ride roller coasters, research roller coasters, think about roller coasters, dream about roller coasters, dream about riding roller coasters.
Ladies, one at a time.
Oh my
God. Please, just one at a time. Not too many, please.
My mom got them for me because all she knows that I love roller coasters and that's
Oh, well, now I can't insult them because you just brought your mom into it and she's sweet as pie. Ryan's about to go ask his
I'm
mom.
not jealous.
Be right back.
The beautiful Yukon Striker poster in the background, if I can get my camera to work. The one right there. I guess it's not going to stay in focus, but she also bought that for me.
Yeah, Jake is going to be the voice behind our shorts. He already has, but he's going to start making them more often now. Oh my.
Oh, camera still sucks. There we go.
All right. I feel like, are we missing anything?
Comments, questions, concerns, put them in the chat.
Yeah, do any Patreons want to come in here and ask a question? Zach, when he's back, can organize that.
Oh, I don't have to do it.
Ryan's mom would like to know where you got those sheets from.
Behemoth's paint.
Don't give her any ideas.
Ryan's mom can know my mom got them from Redbubble.
Oh, Redbubble, yeah. Someone sells some cool roller coaster stuff on there, too.
On Redbubble,
Someone-
you
Paint
can
job?
buy a mini skirt with flight deck on it.
Someone way earlier in the chat, I can't find it now, but someone earlier was asking about like a Top Thrill dragster type ride at Wonderland, and I just wanted to say I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry, I can't scroll back that far. But my personal thought is they're gonna wait and see how the Cedar Fair one goes for a while before they make that call for Wonderland.
Cedar
Or
Point?
sorry, the
Yeah.
Cedar Point. Cedar Point. Sorry.
I mean,
And
as far as like, oh no, I guess it's. I was gonna say Red Force.
please don't
but-
spam.
I mean, Red Force is not 400. It's like 300 something, and that did pretty good for that park.
365, 67.
Yeah, it's 360 something, and that did pretty good for that park. But I don't know how that'd do at Wonderland. I'd assume it'd do the same, but
Nikki asked a question. Patreon is better than YouTube membership. To be honest, I should probably just like cancel the YouTube membership. Patreon is where I actually
'Cause
leak
YouTube-
stuff. Yeah. YouTube makes
That's- well,
YouTube
that's
member.
where-
a third of the money.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube takes
that's
a
where the
lot
amusement
of
are
money.
insiding. Yeah. That's the amusement actual insiders.
Why are the bins not implemented at other Cedar Fair parks? I can tell you that. Because at other Cedar Fair parks, they've trained their guests not to bring items, but at our park, they have trained their guests to bring bags. So we bring bags. If you go to Cedar Point, Kings Island, or like any of the other parks that have lockers at all their rides, you don't see very many people carrying bound bags, but you'll see 90% of the people at Wonderland carrying around bags.
There was talks of them being on Orion, but that didn't go through for whatever reason.
Are we dogs or something? I mean, did you guys see my video? Do you remember I posted the video of the guests at Flight Deck auto assorting themselves like perfectly?
Yeah.
That was crazy
That
to
was
me.
so cute. They were just used to it.
Behemoth is supposed to get repainted this season. The thing with Wonderland and Cedar Fair, you will learn this. They change their plans. They cancel things. They have a budget. And if they... So, for example, Wonderland will have a budget, right? You're allowed to spend $50 million this season on maintenance and repairs. Under maintenance and repairs, paint jobs are included. Fixing like a Halloween haunt thing is also under that budget. Like all those like additional things that enthusiasts love, painting hand railings and all that, those are under maintenance and repairs. let's say Wonderland has a lot of Windseeker repairs that they need to do, and they start eating with the budget, and then Leviathan's lift motor gets blown, and stuff like that. If you end up with $0 left in your maintenance and repair, you are gonna ask Cedar Fair to either extend your budget, or you are gonna cancel things like a paint job on a roller coaster and stuff like that, or move it back. So that's what it happens. It all comes down to Behemoth is supposed to get repainted in spring of 2024. So we'll see. A paint job on a coaster like Behemoth is expensive.
It's
a lot of money. I would guess probably in the millions. Like, I'm gonna guess like
Plural?
1.5 million.
Oh yeah, easy. I think someone said 3 million or something last time it got painted, but who knows with inflation?
How much do we know how much Phantom's Revenge cost?
I think more comparable would be Diamondback, which is still ongoing.
Yeah,
But
That would be more.
but I don't think
comparable.
we have a price on Diamondbacks.
Because like if we're talking like high up compared to the Phantom's Revenge, which is just on terrain basically, so
Yeah.
But I will say, after having a conversation with someone really high up at Wonderland, the park, what they spent on beautifying the park during the last off season, more specifically spring, is supposed to happen again in spring 2024. So the park, I can't see them canceling any of those, because I was specifically told that they plan to continue doing all those nice modifications and making the park beautiful almost every season now. So it seems like Cedar Fair, again, has their eyes set on Wonderland to become a destination park. And if they continue down that route, well, you're going to see a lot of investments coming. And a lot of changes, too. You're going to see a lot of rides that don't necessarily make sense in a theme park realm continuing on. Guardian does make sense in a theme park realm, though. It really does. If they fix her up.
If it was done well.
Dark rides are, in my opinion, are really important. So I think if
Mhm.
you get Guardian working properly, that's like really good for the park.
Yeah, if you get all the seats operating.
Basically, if it's not stupid and broken.
I agree. I think the year it opened, I was so excited because I was like, we need this. This is perfect. And then I got on, and then I got off, and I was like, what was that? So I think, yeah, if it got the TLC that it deserves, it could be really good.
Is Zombies 4D even happening again, or?
I have no idea. I'm going to find out more information really early tomorrow morning.
SeaWorld Orlando's about to get B&M's version of Guardian.
I look forward
I'm-
to that ride.
I'm actually really excited to see B&M's new family coaster for SeaWorld. I love SeaWorld Orlando. That's a great park.
You think we got a lot of B&Ms?
Mm-hmm.
Except all of their B&Ms are good.
Yeah. And they have a flying coaster. I'd trade like Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon Striker for a good flying coaster.
Mako's a masterpiece. Manta's a masterpiece. Kraken's lesser so of a masterpiece, but masterpiece nonetheless. I haven't ridden
Pipeline's lots of
Pipeline.
fun. Apparently.
It's good.
We have an update on the Zombies 4D thing. Mr. Excellent in the patron chat says that it is on the website.
Okay. And
Okay.
the website was recently just updated, so... Let's see how accurate my sources are. Is the bin system actually going to be installed on Guardian? And...
Does
yeah.
that mean it's going to be closed for a while?
I don't think so. They're doing a really quick... Like, it's not going to be ready this weekend. Like, they only got the support... If you go ride it this weekend, you should see some black columns that are being installed with small support struts. It's going to be ugly, actually.
Somehow unsurprising.
I mean, the rest of the ride.
My theory is that they're doing this to get ready for
Oh.
Zombies 4D.
I don't know. I just feel like there's no point in doing this if you're not going to improve the ride. And why add something to it if you're trying to be like, top of the line theme park that's not properly themed. Like, don't just put black supports, put themed supports.
Any of my
question,
Patreons, you guys have seen the photos, so you know how ugly what I'm talking about.
Oh, that
We
sucks.
have a question from Patreon chat. Are they able to join the stream tonight or no?
Yes, if someone wants to pop in, ask a question, we're gonna keep them to like 1 or 2 questions. We obviously don't want to keep everyone in here. But yeah, if you want to come on in and ask a question, come in and ask a question or two. My phone is
Patreon
at
voice
7%.
And
You
then
go to Patreon voice chat, and then Jake will drag you in.
Jake is our bouncer.
Yeah.
my internet doesn't work. I can't disconnect.
Go over there.
So
So do we all agree on that on 2025? What we think it's going to be? I think
yeah.
it looks pretty settled now.
But that still leads to the question of what else are they saying for 2024? Does that mean that we're thinking the Whitewater refurb is 2024?
Yeah, that's. I feel like maybe this rumored budget is the combination of the two, and then that would make more sense.
Hi, Iced.
Yeah,
How are you?
good. How about you?
I'm good. All right. What question do you have, or questions?
Yeah, so I have a little bit of like, it's like really weird because like, I don't have any like, but it's like, you know how Wonderland sort of like the prototype park for Cedar Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that the inverted coaster coming on the mountain, I know we're talking about the entire GCI thing, but what if Cedar Fair was planning a prototype in new inverted launch coaster from manufacturer that they really haven't worked with? Because I think obviously SNS has prototyped their Axis coaster a little bit, and I think that would work perfectly with what Wonderland would need, sort of.
Yeah, I get what you're kind of saying. So again, it was a survey, right? And it was hardly any details in the picture, but the description was very key on wing coaster. So that's the only thing that would counter me to think. I do think that Wonderland created those images with AI and then kind of had someone enhance them to look more. Just because it was an invert in the picture, but the description said launched wing coaster through the caverns of Wonder Mountain, blah blah blah. But I do agree. I wish it was something else. In terms of the manufacturer, there's still a great chance that it could be a different manufacturer. I do think though, with Wonderland's track record, they're probably in B&M's pockets right now, being like, "How much?"
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm lucky. This is also the third time that we've had AI mentioned on the stream about coaster concept art. We know that if this was the case, it wouldn't be the only time, because just recently Six Flags America made their announcement, and it's confirmed actually used AI for their announcement.
Okay, I'm gonna say Wonderland did not use AI. You can look at the images, you can see brush strokes. The one of the blast coaster was actually using an actual photo of Wonder Mountain drawn over. Six Flags America, on the other hand, did use AI, and I'm unbelievably disappointed in them.
For Six Flags America, it's 100% AI.
Zach,
It's
do you have the
becoming
link
way
to
more
Patreon?
normal. I can't tell you the amount of ads that are fully
The
AI
link
now.
to Patreon, I have it. Let me drop it.
Sorry, someone asked.
And for anyone wanting to join the Discord server, the invite link is just Amusement Insiders. You can go to Discord, you can type in your link discord.gg/Amusement Insiders, and it'll take you straight to the server. There's no fancy code with a bunch of letters and numbers. It's just Amusement Insiders, and it'll take you straight to the server.
Yeah.
All right, Iced. Any more questions?
Oh no, not really. I mean, I was
How
really
about
just gonna
this?
ask about that one.
What are your thoughts on the potential for a GCI family coaster and that whole area? What are your thoughts? You can be as honest as you want. You don't have to like.
Yeah. Oh shoot, my internet's down. I have to go right now.
No worries.
Sorry, but
No, don't
yeah,
apologize.
I have fun with-
All right, have a good one.
All right, we have another patron coming in. All right, yep. Thanks, Iced, for coming in here and asking questions.
Someone died. Oh, Mr. Excellent. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, you can hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
So I have a haunt question.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is that good? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You're
What are
good.
your thoughts that we have now way more haunted houses than scare zones? Because I know you talked about in 2021 season that they were looking to have more scare zones than houses, but now that it's changed, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I actually have the answer to this. So, Wonderland received a really poor response to what they did last year for Haunt. A lot of people didn't like that there weren't a lot of haunted houses, so it seems like now they're reverting that. I know, hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble, but Wonderland is still deciding where scare zones are going in the park. Like, they are last minute, like, okay, we're going to put this scare zone there, we're going to put this scare zone here. What can I say? I know that Vampire Disco is going to be over by, what's that restaurant? The 90s Diner or whatever?
Backlot?
Coasters.
Or coasters?
Coasters. It's gonna be over by Coasters, and then it looks like the scare zone that's over by Flight Deck normally isn't listed as coming back this year, but they're setting up lights where that scare zone is. So it's really confusing what they're gonna do with Haunt. It seems like they're like last minute trying to do stuff. Like, for example, Trick or Treat Street, they're listing as a haunted house. And I have really good sources that should know the answer. And I was told Trick or Treat Street was just going to be like a scare zone. But like, do you guys remember the scare zone by the vertical loop to Yukon? How it was like a scare zone, but it had like walls and stuff?
Like a
Yeah.
walkthrough, like
Yeah.
area.
Oh, yeah.
But it
I've done
still
that a
wasn't.
few times in the past.
Yeah, but it still wasn't listed as like a haunted house. My understanding was Trick or Treat Street was supposed to be like that, and they're listing it as a haunted house though. So I thought that was a little shady. But we'll see if I'm wrong. Maybe they decided to fully build a haunted house, but where? Like, there's no new haunt structure. So that's all I know for
How
haunt.
many houses are there supposed to be this year that we know of?
There was supposed to be, I think they actually went one short, and that's why they're listing Trick or Treat Street as a haunted house, because they only announced Kingdom of Carnage was a returning one, Dark Ride was a new one, and Necro something is another new
Necropolis.
one.
No,
Necropolis.
We're calling it
again.
Necropolis
We're
again.
not doing Necropolis again.
So
Is
from
it Kingdom of Carnage? Oh, sorry.
Kingdom of Carnage is a returning one. It's actually really good. It's in the picnic pavilion behind Riptide and Dragonfire, if they do it again there, which I'm assuming is where. Sorry?
They're listing it as a scare zone.
Kingdom of Carnage is a scare zone?
I
Yeah.
think you're mixing it up with the Crypt, the one that's
No.
in...
For those of you who've been to Haunt a lot, Kingdom of Carnage was a haunted house, was it not? What it was. I'm not saying.
I'm pretty sure Kingdom of Carnage was a scare zone.
No,
yeah,
it was
it's
a.
at the front of the gate.
No, I remember what Kingdom of Carnage is. It's the area with the like the Castle Theater and
Right in
Ultra
front of
Hall.
the castle.
No, but the name Kingdom Carnage. Yeah, last year, but
that's the Scares Zone there.
wasn't Kingdom of Carnage a haunted house behind Dragonfire in previous years? It 100%
actually makes
was.
this a little bit confusing, to be honest with you. Because
Yeah,
it starts with haunt attractions, where it has Dark Ride and Trick or Treat Street like big, but then you scroll down and it has menacing mazes, and they're not listed there. So they're just attractions. What does that mean? And
It's
then it
weird.
has scare zones separate from that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scare zones.
There was
1,
a
2, 3, 4,
there
5,
was
5 mazes, and then those 2 that aren't really specified.
there was definitely a haunted house themed to medieval, and there was 2 haunted houses, Club Blood and
Yes.
Kingdom of Carnage. They were behind Dragonfire. So
There was also Bloodshed back there one year.
yeah, they moved it back there. It used to be in Kingswood, but that's even more interesting because then that takes away. They promised us. Do you remember when they said that there were supposed to be 3 new haunted houses? So there's only 2.
I do think that. Yeah, unless they're counting.
That's why
Like you
they're
said,
that's
Trick
why
or
they're
Treat Street.
counting trick. Yeah,
It's just weird to label 2 of them as attractions. Like, what does that even mean?
interesting. So I do know that Pumpkin Eater is on site at Wonderland as well. That's not coming out this year. That'll probably be next year. We're getting a bunch of parks haunted houses. So it seems like Wonderland. Wonderland's also hiring full-time. So Wonderland has a department that not a lot of people know about. It's like Imagineering, but like the Dollarama version of Imagineering.
great value. The word you're looking for is great value.
Great
But-
value, Imagineers.
But that's not to insult. It's a really talented department. If they were given the proper budget.
True. That
Like-
makes a difference.
I know some of the people on this team, and like they're really talented. And if I could only imagine, but I'm hoping. I've heard some rumors that Wonderland is actually hiring full-time people to this team. So if that's true, that means they have intentions to expand. And with us receiving all these haunted houses that are still in shipping containers and not being developed yet from other parks, that tells me that the other parks aren't increasing their haunted houses, but Wonderland is. So it really, like, honestly, like, this is a bold statement. I really think Cedar Fair is showing that they have an eye on Wonderland. Like, that they are like,
I
okay,
think
Wonderland
to
is...
me, that's been obvious for a while.
Yeah. Thank you! Yes, Kingdom was a maze in 2013. Am I showing my age right now? Yes.
Wow.
You-
Wow, Brendan, 2013. Oh my gosh, 2013.
That was so long ago.
Oh
now.
my gosh, wow. The year after Leviathan. That was so recent.
Hold on one sec.
Mr. Excellent. Are there any more questions?
Did I answer all your questions? Oh my god, I got so sidetracked.
Don't worry. Yeah, no, you did. Thank you very much.
What are your thoughts on the GCI?
Honestly, like, I think, sure, like, you know, the area looks really, really nice. Like, we should definitely get some change and get some actual theming, like, kind of like knots. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a little bit different than Zambezi. A little bit more thrilling, but I'm not
Yeah, I
too
agree.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I saw someone in chat say this earlier. They said Zambezi is actually pretty intense.
I have heard
So-
good reviews from Zambezi Zinger. Why are you laughing? You're not allowed to laugh. You have Velocicoaster, you have Iron Gwazi,
I'm
you
laughing
have...
because every time you guys bring up any of these rides being thrilling, Ryan starts to like. I see smoke coming from his head.
The second Ryan hears anything about any GCI in the world being thrilling, he's like, I'm gonna get them. They call the GCI thrilling, not on
He's
my
doing the
watch.
Arthur fist.
How dare they
I-
call a GCI thrilling?
I have 4% left.
GCIs.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
4%
Uh-oh.
left.
We can
Is
only
there
see the time.
Oh, is there any other Patreons that want to join before my phone goes bye?
The stream might end itself.
No, so
any other
It won't end. I just won't be able to hear you guys anymore. That's all that'll happen.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
So we can like take over.
We can
and you won't even
talk,
know
and
it.
then he can talk, but
Yeah, he just can't hear us.
he won't be able to hear us.
That might be funny.
That could be pretty funny.
Take over the stream.
Yeah, sorry guys, it's my stream now.
Nikki, you have to join Discord. Do you have Discord? Get a charger. See, the problem is I can't because the headphones.
You need a splitter charger. That's what you need. Somebody gift Brendan a charger splitter.
Somebody doesn't have a wireless charger.
Brendan, I'm about to
or
make
that.
you so jealous.
Wait, is this a wireless charger? No.
What is that? That looks like it's seen better days.
See,
It's
It
a
looks like
battery.
It's gonna start a fire. That's about to burn your house.
According to you, that charger has had more thrills than you on a GCI. So
Wait.
that is.
Oh, he has a
thing.
charger. It's just not wireless.
All right. Is that it for today? Oh, wait, Nikki, if you're in Discord, join the VC, and then someone can go screen you quickly. He doesn't have.
You're doing it.
He does.
No, I'm not doing it.
He might not have Patreon role yet, but I can confirm he is a Patreon. The Nikki guy.
Okay.
Just join any voice chat, and then I'll drag you to Patreon voice chat, and Mr. Jake from McDonald's, the hit fast food brand McDonald's, will screen you.
Okay, does anyone recognize him? Full honesty, anyone in the chat recognize Jake up here? Because he's starting to get recognized where he works. All right,
Yeah,
Nikki, just
join the voice chat.
no.
Just imagine, like, oh, our ice cream machine isn't working right now. Are you from Amusement Insiders?
He looks different.
The world's most famous McDonald's employee.
Does he work at Subway across? Oh, okay.
Look at
So
the
for
McDonald's
future
across from
reference,
Wonderland.
I recognize them. All right. Well, before my phone dies, I'm gonna plug her in.
I just died.
I'll be in
CJ
Discord.
wants to know
We've gone
what
through-
Patreon tier gets the newsletter.
The
what's
$5
your
tier.
Patreon?
I'm gonna make it easy. I'm deleting the $1 one tonight. It does say the $1 one does say what you get, and it thing, but the $5 plus gets everything. There is something I'm gonna be doing soon. It is on there.
You should probably update that.
No, it's on there. Yazak.
But it doesn't clearly say what you get, okay?
It does. You have to put it. It's Patreon.
You get Discord access, but which part of Discord?
It's a mystery.
Is that everything? 3, 4, 5. What are we counting? Is there like a...
In the next 10 years, how many coasters do you think Wonderland gets? 3, 4,
Oh.
5, 6?
Okay, I think we are gonna be getting a coaster every other year for a bit. Like, I think we're gonna have like a gap year in between coasters. Doesn't mean exciting coasters. As you can see.
8 coasters, Ryan. 8 coasters.
That would make sense because that would mean a coaster on the 50th anniversary year.
Yeah.
It'd be cool that if we don't get a boomerang for our 50th, like a certain other park.
All
I
right.
think if we do get a coaster blasting out of the mountain, it will be for the 50th.
Yeah. All right, my phone's at 3%, so thanks for joining us tonight. Bye,
11
guys.
coasters in the next 10 years.
Are you?
Bye.